Good morning. Guess where I parked last night? Back down here on Undercliff Drive in St Lawrence, Ventnor on the Isle of Wight. It's a lovely morning. It's a bit breezier than yesterday. We're early October still, first week of October. Just thought I'd have my usual walk along here. You can come along with me if you wish to do so. Lots of leaves now on the road. Still plenty of leaves in the canopies of these sycamores, so lots to come down. It hasn't been particularly windy, so breezy on and off, but weather's been lovely, to be honest, the last week or so. Been mostly in Dorset, but do love it on the island when the weather's like this. So robin trying to sing. There he goes, well done. Any gold crests in the yew? As far as I can see. Morning. Hi. Chiff-chaff's calling. Doesn't feel like there's been much of an arrival of migrants. I normally get a few more chiffies along this section. Chiff-chaffs along this section if there has been a fresh arrival of birds. Obviously the birds around here this morning, there are a few chiff-chaffs. A lot of those, if the weather's good, will carry on their migration overnight. So they'll feed up during the day and then they'll carry on migrating over the English Channel into Iberia tonight, overnight. Don't know how far they'll get. And then another lot will come in from the north overnight and land here and start feeding. Constant changeover of the individual birds that you're seeing at this time of year. Some hang around, but quite an interchange, turnover. Yeah, so thanks for the feedback I'm getting in comments. I don't always answer comments quickly because I don't always remember to look at them, but or I'm just quite busy. But yeah, somebody said when I'm moving sideways with the camera, do it more slowly. So I'll try and do that. I've noticed that as well, actually. During editing, I do tend to whiz around a bit with this camera. Somebody else said that on a bigger TV, the image quality is good, which is definitely good to hear. That this tiny little camera system does create good videos. In terms of image quality, you can't really tell on the little screen on this device. Why these little yellow blobs and circles have been painted. This is new. It's probably, I don't think I saw this yesterday, to be honest. little pins put into the surface of the road by the looks of it. So somebody's measuring ground movement, I think. There's a, looks like a whole series of them up here, right across the road. So it's been very dry so far this autumn, so I can't imagine there's going to be much ground movement unless it suddenly gets very wet over this winter. Shouldn't be, yeah, put all these little blobs in. Presumably they're encircling pins, yes they are. Fuchsia in flower. And the yew. So I can certainly hear it is breezier, so I don't think I'm going to be able to fly the drone today. I have got some drone footage which will be on another video. Still test flying it rather than doing anything meaningful for my videos, but I will start to use it properly. I need to get the proper controller set up so I can do longer range shots. At the moment I'm just using an app that's on the phone, DJI Fly app, which gives you limited range. I think it's something like 50 metres before it goes out of range, which means I can't get those really good panoramic shots at the moment with the drone. But when I connect it to the bigger controller, it gives a much, I think it's several kilometres of range, I can't remember what it is, with a little DJI Neo drone. But in order to use it at a higher elevation, get some nice shots, I need to wait for a day that isn't too windy. Of course, they're fewer and further between. Now we're going into late autumn, winter. Which reminds me, I really do need to sort the car out for winter. That'll be a video to come, I think. Go down this way a little way, not very far. I can hear gold crests. If you carry on down this path, you get to Binnall Bay, and then in theory you can walk along a little bit. I don't think you can get all the way to Puckaster and onto St Catherine's Point. I don't think you can do that walk. I ought to explore it one of these days. I've never tried to, well, I've never gone very far between Binnall Bay, west of Binnall Bay. I've never really walked along that bit of coastline. So the big sycamore is still standing, held up by the canopy of a couple more sycamores, and somebody's painted something on it which suggests somebody's going to come down and probably take the tree down before it collapses. This doesn't seem to have moved anymore. Still a big old step there. Most of these trees have sort of moved down a metre or so and down slope. But they're all still alive. They're presumably sending out new root systems to stabilise the whole thing again. Kind of depends on what happens below this lot, I suppose, in terms of ground movement. Leaf litter filling up the cracks. So with any luck it's all stabilised again. Yeah, well, certainly is continuing to move this area. It's more open than last time I was here. And that's not just the canopy of the trees losing their leaves. Certainly brighter, this area. Right, I'm going to head into town and get a coffee, I think. So I hope you're enjoying this video about Ventnor and the Undercliff. If so, then don't forget there are 2 books that I've written. One, Bird Watching Around Ventnor, creatively named, and the second one is Wildlife Watching Around Ventnor. Just short books about the local area that are the subject of this video. Available on Amazon. I'll put a link below for this video, and you can also order it from the library, and it's available in all major bookshops, both of these little booklets, and in a few shops along the Esplanade, like the Longshoremen's Museum and Lady Scarlett's Tea Room as well. But yeah, I'll put a link to the description if you want a slightly deeper dive into the Isle of Wight undercliff, then these two little booklets might be of interest to you. Just go onto Amazon otherwise and just search for Steve Jones and Ventnor and you should find them.